Okay, so good afternoon, everyone. I believe we have reached the last session of the day, and I'm really proud to welcome Kat from Nestle, and Kat is the talent acquisition partner for MENA. So, Kat, good afternoon.
Hello, good afternoon. What a pleasure to be with you today.
Thank you so much, Kat, and thank you for Nestle for being part of this JAHEZ Employability Forum. You're one of the strategic partner, and we value this partnership between INJAZ and Nestle, and we look forward to expand on this project in the near future.
Absolutely excited, and I'm convinced that we will be able to make even a greater impact by collaborating together.
Yes. Kat, now the floor is yours. Actually, a session to give us more information about the talent acquisition and the tools for employment and the new trends maybe in the MENA region. So I will leave it to you. All the best of luck. And
Sure.
Good luck, Kat.
Thank you very much. Thank you. So good afternoon, everyone. It's an amazing pleasure to be with you today. And especially to speak about a topic which is very close to my heart, and it's talent acquisition. Also, I will be touching base on what are the market, how the marketplace looks like, and what are the skills needed for you, the youth coming in the marketplace. So to start with, I like to put ahead two rules. So for the ones that are, my colleagues in INJAZ, we want to ensure that everyone is on mute, and whoever is, needs to share something would be definitely needed to unmute themselves. I will walk you through the agenda of today's session. So a quick introduction, who Kat or Ecaterina is. I will be talking about Nestle in the Middle East and North Africa. How do we conduct our business in the region? What business as a force for good means to us? We will talk also about and discuss a little bit more about Nestle and its youth, the initiative and impact that we make on youth, not only in the region, but also globally. We will be touching base on the skills for the future, and it's something that we are taking care of at Nestle through all the initiatives that we run under the umbrella of Nestle and its youth. And I will walk you through the talent acquisition process at Nestle, and obviously we'll try to answer as much as possible to any questions coming my way. So to introduce myself, Tamer introduced me as Kat, because this is how I would say everyone around me calls me. I am a talent acquisition partner for Nestle Middle East and North Africa, and I'm a Romanian from Republic of Moldova. I joined Nestle in Dubai back in January 2015. And very quickly, what does a talent acquisition partner do at Nestle? So my main role would be to partner with our business leaders, with our functional leaders, to understand what are their needs in terms of talent, be able to understand very well the dynamic in the market, and also to ensure to grasp that talent that we need to help our business to grow, but also at the same time to ensure that we have the right talent in place to cater to the consumer needs. So on top of my talent acquisition hat, I'm also very proud and very honored to wear a talent and youth or Nestle Needs Youth lead hat. So what does this mean? I will be talking later, disclosing a little bit more about, what do we do in the space of Nestle Needs Youth, and how do we bring this commitment towards youth to life in our region. So Nestle in the Middle East and North Africa, our heritage in the region goes back over 100 years with the sale of the first infant cereals in Egypt. Today, Nestle operates across the 19 countries of the MENA region and practically provides direct employment to more than 15,000 people who are all committed to Nestlé's purpose of enhancing quality of life. If we have to look into our portfolio, we do have more than 60 innovative local brands, and this is in a wide range of categories. With a young population of more than 480 million consumers, MENA is a region with an important growth opportunity. Now, we are a food and beverage manufacturing company. We are the largest food and beverage company in the world. So how does the manufacturing footprint look like in our region? We operate 25 factories that cater to the region. We have 8 food manufacturing facilities and 17 water factories. And apart from that, we definitely need people. And it's all about the people that support us to bring to life and to ensure that we have the right food and beverage products offered to our consumers. For that, we definitely need to have in place the right team and a very diverse workforce. So we are at home to more than 15,000 employees from more than 77 nationalities. We're proudly speaking more than 40 languages, and it's a great honor for us, especially working in human resources and representing human resources today, that we provide development opportunities across geographies, categories, and functions. So I was talking about diversity, a workforce, a diverse workforce. So what does this mean? This is how a diverse workforce looks like in a nutshell or in a snippet. So in the pictures, you're able to see, people coming with different cultural backgrounds, gender, nationalities. So diversity and inclusion is an integral part of our company's culture and is one of the ways we bring our purpose and values to life. Our values are rooted in respect for ourselves, respect for each other, respect for diversity, and respect for the future. And through all the initiatives that we have internally and externally, we aim to embed diversity and inclusion across everything we do. So this practically involves building an inclusive culture that values the differences of our employees and that innovates to serve the needs of our diverse consumers and customers everywhere we operate. So I will be walking you through the importance for us of business as a force for good, and also ensuring that I will be, touching base on how we create shared value in the society. Looking at the screen, I'm sure you have seen, tasted, and grew up with many of these brands. So if we have to talk about our region, I am sure you are a big fan already of Cerelac, of Maggi, Nescafe, or Kit Kat. But I also guess that many of the brands that you see today on the screen are not really the brands that you would recognize. So this is just to give you a glimpse of how diverse and huge portfolio of brands the biggest and the largest food and beverage company in the world has, and why it is important for us to also reflect this diversity within our workforce. So I was telling you earlier about creating shared value. So this is our belief, and this is our way of actually conducting business in all the places where we operate. This is what defines our role in the society and brings our purpose to life. We truly believe in business as a force for good. So as a first step back in 2015, and I talk here in specific in our region, we published our first Nestlé in Society report, practically outlining our commitments that are framed in line with the UN Sustainable Development Goals. Since then, we are sharing progress across the region on a regular basis. And what makes us come to the office, to the factory, to the distribution centers every day is the passion for the products, the passion for people, the passion of making an impact. And in all our activities and initiatives, we are guided by our values, which are rooted in respect. Respect for individuals and families. We offer products and services that enable healthier and happier lives. We do this for the communities, for the communities, we support better livelihoods for those we live and work with, and for the planet. We steward resources for future generations. And very close to my heart, the impact that we make on youth. Now, if we look at the current situation, more than 1 in 6 young people are out of work due to the COVID-19 pandemic. And the impact does not stop here. We also look into the education and how students have been affected, not having necessarily the access to the right tools across the region to be able to continue their studies. So Nestlé Needs Youth is our workforce initiative that provides job and training opportunities for young people across the globe. Amid the pandemic, we have scaled up online training to ensure continuity of our internships and apprenticeships programs. And we do not stop here. So we are also working with public and private institutions in many countries to create new programs to help young people develop the skills and resiliency needed in practically today's challenging job market. So what you see is also a testimonial of the efforts that we have been putting in place in the last 1 year to be able to continue to support youth, being that through virtual internships or virtual readiness for work programs. We're also working with various companies across the region. We have more than 40 partners that are part of an alliance for youth to be able to further support youth and impact more and more young people across the region. We also actively participate in events like Africa Youth Day, where we cater to subjects like or topics like entrepreneurship as well as employability. Now, we will be looking into the skills for the future. And why do we call them skills for the future? Because this is something that with the ambitions that we have, and not only at Nestlé, but industry-wise, in terms of sustainability, in terms of food security, in terms of ensuring a diverse supply chain, I would say routes to market to be able to cater to the also diverse needs of our consumers. We definitely need to ensure that the youth coming into the marketplace are ready to bring the organizations to that level. And I will be sharing with you our top 3, I would say, flagship commitments towards the planet. Last September, we practically announced our ambition to achieve 0 net greenhouse gas emissions by 2050. We are accelerating our journey towards 100% renewable electricity by 2025. When we talk about manufacturing, we are rethinking the way we operate. So last September, October, we were proud to have launched UAE's largest private ground-mounted solar plant in one of our factories, Al Maha. And we also look into the how to address the plastic collection and recycling. Practically, we continue our efforts in extended producer responsibility initiatives, and we do this across different countries. We have a government-endorsed coalition in UAE committed to tackling the issue of packaging waste pollution. We also have the program driven by the Ministry of Environment in Jordan, and the recent launch of the Dorna initiative in Egypt, looking at the reverse credit system for plastic waste management. There are so many other more initiatives coming for other countries as well. And why am I sharing with you this today? This is to try to make you understand that obviously, as you can see on the screen, it's not only Nestlé that is driving. There are more and more organizations aware that this is the direction we need to take to be able to sustain ourselves, to be able to have a future. And this is why we look and really focus a lot on the skills of the future. This is to help us meet our 2050 climate ambition and our sustainable commitments. We're looking at a series of skills or set of skills that will be able to support the organization and the world to reach there. So how do we ensure that we are at the level of digitalization in our factories and in the workplace? How are we able to better connect with our consumers and doing it online? What kind of skills are there needed for the people in the organization to better understand the consumers, the behaviors, as well as how to better innovate and be agile when such situations as COVID-19 pandemic took place. So let's dig into what are the skills for the future. And I had to really make a selection of the top that looking also at other companies in the region and in our food and beverage industry would seek in their candidates when they look into the recruiting them in the company. We're talking about analytical skills, and this is practically to have critical thinking and to analyze the situation you're in order to be able to solve the challenges that you face as employee. And analytical skills are applicable everywhere in an organization, even if we talk about finance and analyzing data and providing visibility to the leadership of the organization to take decisions. If we talk about HR, understanding the workforce dynamic, how many people the organization needs to be able to achieve its goals, how many people are leaving the organization, where the talent is. So analytical skills are extremely important across the value chain in an organization. Growth mindset, and this is something really I think important in terms of not only seeing and supporting the organization to grow, but also looking at ourselves as individuals. Growth mindset is practically being adaptable and willing to go above and beyond the soft and hard skills you already have. So in that journey, you will be able to challenge yourself, but you definitely need to have the right motivation and the right attitude to be able to go beyond what you already have as strengths, being that soft or hard skills. And along with that, you will be able to support not only the organization, but also your colleagues and the people around you. Emotional intelligence, and this is a huge topic. It's a huge topic, and I'm confident that most of you have heard about it. Maybe you're currently reading a lot of material about it. I will only summarize it to the point of really this ability that we would need to develop to perceive, evaluate, and respond to your emotions and the emotions of others. Digital literacy is not only related to digital marketing or e-commerce or e-business, is the ability and being comfortable to be using digital tools and systems available in the workplace, but also being aware of the latest developments that you could bring to the organization to increase efficiencies and to be able to ease the ways of working, to be able to make an impact on the environment. If we talk about means of transportation of goods, for example, if we take our industry in food and beverages, but also is to your ability to create and communicate and share digital content. Nothing would be able to support you do more than collaborating. So collaboration is also about learning to trust others, work together, and give as well as accept ideas. And this is something that you learn even from the university, right? From the moment you work and have different assignments and different projects. In teams where the collaboration spirit is strong, this is where you have also great outcomes. Now, we're lucky to be living in a world where we have access to so many platforms and tools that are available, fortunate enough, for free. So try to dedicate time and efforts in learning and developing new skills. So I have, I would say, a few recommendations that you could access platforms like Coursera or LinkedIn. So these are learning platforms that offer a lot of information for free. Also, seek for support. Seek the support of a mentor or a coach that can help you and can practically support you identifying what are your goals, what are some of your areas of development that you would like to focus on in this new journey while searching for a job or trying to find the right career opportunity for you. So we discussed a little bit about, what are the skills that are needed for the future, and this is something that will be very well outlined in the job descriptions and in the jobs that we post and we advertise. So I want to walk you through the process of talent acquisition at Nestlé and to make you understand how we are able to assess and look for this set of skills in our candidates. So it all starts with an application period. So there is a need for a specific position, and all our opportunities are posted on our career website. And this is to give really transparency and visibility to everyone interested in working with Nestlé. Once candidates started applying, there is a period where the recruiter will start going through the applications. Now, it's not only at Nestlé, so it's more of a general rule that in the first 1 to 2 weeks, what recruiters have noticed is that this is the time when the best candidates would apply, the ones that are either extremely interested in the organization, they have a passion and expertise and knowledge to be able to take the job, and hence my advice for you would be always to don't hesitate, always have a CV in hand ready for your next job, and apply as soon as you identify an opportunity. So what does it mean, screening CVs? Screening CVs is the step which the recruiter will be looking and assessing the CV against the job requirements. And if you are shortlisted, the recruiter will give you a call. And this is where you get into a 20-25 minutes conversation with a recruiter, and it's the time when they will be testing a bit your communication skills, try to understand your motivation, your ambitions, and experience. Good job. If you move to the next level, the next level would be meeting with the hiring manager. And this is an interview which focuses a lot on understanding your abilities versus the competencies and requirements outlined in the job role. Now, this is definitely an opportunity for you to be well prepared, to ensure that you know very well your CV in and out, as well as to have your have done your research about the organization, about the role, and this is an opportunity for you to shine. Now, in terms of assessing a candidate's suitability for a position, it's not very easy to do so in a 45 minutes or an hour, face-to-face, or in our case, for the past 1 year and a few months, do it virtually. So we do have different steps in the process that will really support not only the line manager or the hiring manager to understand better the profile that they have in front of them, but also would give the opportunity to the candidate to know better the organization, meet more people, and also assess whether, yes, indeed, this is the right opportunity for them to take it forward. These are the people that they feel comfortable in dealing with, and it's an opportunity, if it materializes, they will be easily able to take a decision. So another element that would give us visibility on the suitability of the profile would be online assessments. And this is where you might have heard about psychometric assessments. So the psychometric assessment will have two components. One of them will focus very much on the personality questionnaire. So you have questions that are very much related to what do you, how do you structure yourself, how do you organize yourself, and how do you deal with emotions, what are your preferences in terms of ways of working, how do you deal with pressure, and so on. And the second element would be testing your abilities. And when I say abilities, I refer in specific to verbal, numerical, and logical. And this is where once this part is complete, we will be receiving a report, which can be also further used in assessing overall suitability of the candidate and taking the decision which candidate is the best for the position. And we're looking at the final interview, so you're almost there. The final interview can be a meeting with the head of department. It can be a meeting with additional people in the organization, stakeholders that the position that you're applying for requires to collaborate closely with. And this is also to ensure that we're all aligned that indeed the person sitting in front of us is the best that can fulfill the role. And like I said, it's also a great opportunity for you to also not only meet different people at Nestlé, but also, expanding your network of experts. Another element that can be added during this particular meeting is also a case study. So case study is the opportunity for us to see you in action. What does this mean? This also means that you have an opportunity to look into what kind of challenges you might be faced with in this role that you're applying at. So it can be any business or function challenge that is being put across to you, and you'll be giving a specific deadline to come up with a solution or multiple ideas on how to tackle the problem. So we will be looking at the thought process. So yes, we will have your piece of information and the result of your work, but also we will give you the chance to come over or via a virtual meeting, present your ideas and be able to assess your presentation skills, how are you able to manage pressure, how are you able to manage different stakeholders, and different tools as well, if we were talking about the digital literacy previously, right? And you will be surprised to maybe hear that so many times we see still candidates that are unable to use tools like Microsoft Teams, and still we face issues in trying to teach and to practically develop this I would say practice of people to be curious about the tools that an organization uses to be able to meet you for an interview. And it's not over. We have assessed you during an interview, so we met you as a professional, but also we want to learn more about you as an individual. Then we assessed your capabilities, your abilities, verbal, numerical, digital. Then we moved into the final interview, so we saw you in action, and now it's time for us to ensure that we have ticked the box of speaking to any of your previous supervisors or managers that had the opportunity to work with you in the past, to check how you behaved, how you were able to grow, what type of challenges you faced, and also to look into the notes that we already have during the recruitment process, and see if there is any further opportunity for us to engage with you to clarify certain things. And I think with this we're done, and the job offer is there. So we will be proceeding with an offer to the candidate. Congratulations! You will be preparing yourself to join the organization. Now, you are part of the organization. We did have an initial assessment, right? So we're able, post your recruitment process, understand what are your strengths and highlight also the areas of development. Once you join the organization, right, there will be a job that you will have to fulfill, and that job would have certain requirements. So how do we ensure that you are truly ready for you to not only do your job, but also further grow in the organization? So how do we develop our employees? There are functional competencies which are needed for you to be able to actually perform your job. Yeah, so this here we talk about enhancing your technical or skills or your abilities, and there are different ways of doing that. At Nestle, we say, when we talk about functional and what do we exactly do, we really summarize it under the umbrella of what do you do on daily basis at work. But also we will be looking into supporting you with the right, trainings on how you will be able to achieve all the what's, right? So it's leadership and behavior, ensuring that we are boosting your potential to become a future leader at Nestle. And very quickly around how do we do this, and what kind of approach would we have in such a case for this development? Many times we hear candidates coming on board and talking about and asking about the type of trainings, and the expectation most of the times would be that you will be joining an organization and you will have tons and tons of trainings, where most of the times in multinational organizations, and I would speak about food and beverage industry in specific, there will be a certain approach to how to deal with the training or boosting or enhancing the skills of someone joining, especially someone young that maybe does not have yet that level of experience that you would need. So we will be looking at 10% of that will be fully dedicated for you to be in, I would say in our case, a virtual classroom setup, or a digital learning journey, which is more of a self-paced, where you have a lot of interactive tools, and it's something that most probably you'll go through once or twice a year based on the development needs that you have. 20% of the time, once you went through the classroom training, will be engaging with the experts around you to be able to learn from them. Yeah. And 70% of the time will be actually you practicing what you have learned and ensuring that, you know, you are provided with feedback. It is a safe environment where mistakes are acceptable, and feedback is something that comes very natural to people in general at Nestlé. So this is how we take care of employees, being that young people like you that are yet to start their career journeys, or more experienced people that already have a luggage of expertise and knowledge. And because we are in this setup, and I was reading the other day how virtual ways of working, regardless of how useful tools like Microsoft Teams are, or other providers, how this affected the current situation affected our ability to network, and being that with our colleagues at work, with our colleagues in the in university, or even wider with colleagues from industry. So I think today probably would be a good idea to look also into a few do's and don'ts for you to consider when you're trying to expand your network, being that for you trying to build new skills, have access to new platforms to learn new things, or in your search for a job. So we'll start with the do's. It's so important, and it will always be important to do your research about the company, and to really look into the details of the company that are important to you, that resonate to you. What makes you be interested in that organization? Why do you want to be associated with them? And what exactly interests you in that particular organization? And like I said, is that for a job opportunity, or is that for a learning opportunity? Ensure that you really understand and know very well the company. You will be approaching people. You might send, a generic message to the company. Ensure that you personalize your message. Yeah. So ensure that you have very quick and fast ways of introducing yourself, and you add that personal touch. That would really make a difference when the recipient reads it. You are applying for a job, or you are searching and interested in a particular learning opportunity. Like I said, you want to attach your CV. Ensure it's a PDF format and not a Word document, because of different systems that organizations will be using. The format of the CV would change, and you definitely don't want, to have this first impression, to make this first impression wrong. So ensure that you always attach a PDF version of your CV. Now, whether you are an adept of putting a picture on your CV or not, obviously this is up to you. However, when we speak about LinkedIn, it is really highly recommended for you to have a professional yet friendly picture. So the studies show that such profiles are much more, I would say, tend to be of focus for the recruiters, also from the fear of fake accounts or fake profiles. So whenever we see a well I would say maintained profile with a picture, and we're able to see the name and the rest of the details, it always much easier to be able to interact and network with that person. Again, for the CV, there is no rule for you to have or not to have the picture on it. However, if you decide to go for it, ensure that it's a professional yet a friendly one that really represents you, who you are. You see there, no selfies, no cropped picture from your cousin's wedding or any other event, it's extremely important. It's the first, I would say, encounter that the recipient has with you through your CV and through your message. So a little bit of some don'ts that would highly advise you to stay away if possible. Now we have a lot of times messages that are people are asking us to help them to find a job. Yeah, so it's almost impossible. Second, I think the organizations these days are more and more expecting for even the youth to really know what they want, to be able to know who they are, what is the value that they can bring to their organization, and to ensure that they have an idea about the ambition. They know where do they want to go, and I don't think the expectation would be for you to know what you want to do in the next 3 years, especially in the super dynamic environment we're in. Jobs change, jobs titles change, the nature of the needs of the organization change. However, the organizations would definitely look into having ambitious people on board that would be able also to build that level of resilience to deal with issues, challenges, and know what they want and how they want things to be done to be able to achieve their goals. Now, if I'll give the example of myself and the team that I'm part of, we are 10 in total, and I would say there's so many situations when we receive a CV, and then I'll have my colleagues, 9 others, sending me the same CV as the person has approached them for the same opportunity. So be a little bit patient. Ensure that once you have, started building your connection, ensure that you allow enough time to be able to, interact with that recruiter. It does show that you are, focused and you know what you want, and you are going strategic in your approach. Now, CV is the I would say first encounter that we have with you and your experience. So ensure that you are very honest and transparent in your, describing the areas of responsibilities or projects or studies, courses, skills that you possess. We definitely do our research. This is our job, but also during your interview, for sure, there will be in a way or another, an opportunity for an interviewer to ask you whether you have, or to give an example, whether you have or not certain, experience or skills. So do not exaggerate your experience and be honest. We have seen how busy everyone is around us. This is the environment that we're in. There are conflicting priorities. The business has more and more pressure to ensure that we are being able to answer to the demands of our consumers. So the recruitment process in general, the timelines for recruitment process would be shorter and shorter. So for you to be able to make an impact when you approach someone trying to build your network, ensure that you have a very concise message and introduction about yourself in around 2 to 3 sentences, and this would definitely be enough for you to kickstart that connection with the recruiter, with the line manager, or with an expert in the industry. And be patient. Networking and building your network, like they say, it's your net worth. So ensure that you allow enough time to do so. Do not follow up too much. It is definitely, advisable to do so, to follow up with the recruiter, with the HR professional after some time. Yet do not do this excessively, and always remain professional. So with this, I have finalized my my presentation for today, and I want to see Tamer, if you can help me see if there are any questions that are received in the chats, or anything that I would be able to answer now. If not, please do feel free to go ahead, submit your questions, and post the session. We will ensure to come back to you with the right answers.
Kat, first of all, thank you so much for this beneficial, insightful, and very inspiring session. I believe that everyone who has attended this session benefited from the information you have just shared. So thank you so much for this. It was very interesting. And yes, I do have some questions for you, and I will start with the first one. And we have received it from more than one person. They're asking about any internships that you have at Nestlé, or if you hire youth with zero experience. They mean fresh grads.
Okay, so I'll take it step by step. Yes, we do have exciting internship programs coming up, so definitely stay tuned. We do have a page on LinkedIn, we do have a page on Instagram, as well as on other social media channels. So stay tuned. We will be coming back to you very, very soon, advertising the programs, being that during the summer as well as beyond the summer, normal summer internship programs. So this is in terms of offering internships, and this is across our region. Like I mentioned, we're talking about 19 countries. 17 are active countries where we do have our offices and our employees based, and 2 of the offices are we're dealing with with distributors. So yes, internships are coming, and are coming across the streams and across the countries. In terms of hiring fresh graduates, so by offering I would say by offering the opportunity to young people to experience workplace and to ensure that they have the right set of skills needed for Nestlé and Nestlé's ambitions. This is why we through Nestlé Needs Youth have various initiatives, collaborations like the one we have with you, Tamer, across the region, to enhance the employability of youth. And hopefully this will support us, further hiring youth in even without experience. So here I want to clarify one thing. When we say experience or without experience as a fresh grad, we know that usually universities in the region are very much focused on providing that platform for students to go for internships during the summertime or even during the academic year. So this is something that I would really want to emphasize on. For you who are starting your university, who are in the middle or who are graduating soon, do not waste any opportunity in grabbing an internship and ensuring that you are building that experience. Yes, you might not have a total of 1 or 2 years experience in a certain domain or area, but the fact that you are going and utilizing that time, spending it with other organizations, learning about the workplace, learning about certain jobs, definitely is going to increase your employability. So yes, this is something that we're working on, offering internships, and also trying later on to accommodate or to attract that interns back to Nestlé and hire them in full-time and regular positions.
Kat, thank you so much. I really appreciate your time and the collaboration, and also the support that we receive from Nestlé. And I hope, as we said at the beginning, that we will expand and build on this partnership. Thank you so much for your time. Stay safe, and we really appreciate everything you have done today.
Thank you very much. Thank you for having me, and looking forward to building together more events like that and impacting more people. Thank you.
Thank you, Ka. Thank you.